For those that have built agents using or Lindy or any of these other softwares, get excited because HighLevel now has Agent Studio and it works. I just worked with their support team, fixed a whole bunch of bugs, and my last video explaining all of the issues, I think I might change my stance a little bit because they are coming through. I just created a small agent to generate a post that you can ultimately post on social media. So let me give you a little walkthrough of how you can do this and then some of the possibilities that it opens up. Let's jump right in. So first things first, jump into your sub account. I have this affiliate agency snapshot. So whatever agents I create, I'll share with my affiliate members, and then come over here to AI agents. And then it's right here, Agent Studio. This is new. And in here, you want to create an agent. So go ahead and hit create agent and then give it a name. Let's just say social media content creator. This agent creates content for social media, create agent. And then that brings you into the studio where you can build these agents. Now I did a walkthrough on all of these in my previous video. You can check it out. But right now we're just going to build a really basic, simple agent, and then we're going to publish it, and then we're going to test it. And I can already see the user interface has changed a little bit. All of the nodes are still the same though. Okay, so we start with a node. It's automatically here, and you would basically grab these and connect them to different ones. If you're familiar with N8N, it's a very simple process. And you can see the nodes are kind of limited, but basically you have nodes that do the processing and the thinking, and then flows, how you connect nodes. You can search online with this agent. You can do MCP servers. So if you had it connected to through your lead connector, post things on social media, for example, you do it through an MCP server. API calls, like if you wanted to scrape data from Google, you could do that and pull data, maybe leads. And then generative, it's just like a sound, it creates things. So you like audio, you want to create an image, you want to create a video using VEO3, that would be here. Today, we're going to do text generation for a post. And then also capturing, meaning input. So somebody fills out a form. How does that data get into this agent? The agent can just process based on that. So we'll also mess with text input to have somebody enter a niche, for example. So we want to create a simple agent that starts and then has a process where it asks the user for input on a particular niche, let's say electrician. And then we want it to generate a post that you can then take and put it onto social media, right? Just as a proof of concept. So let's go over here, grab sequential, and then bring it over here. So it's going to be start the process, and then what happens next, and then what happens next, and then ends. So in the sequential node, we're going to say, you should be able to click on this and then just explain what it is. Node name. We're going to say, oh, it's not deleting. Oh, that's quite interesting. Okay, cancel that. Add a processing node. Okay, I can't change that, but I can certainly do capture. How about input? I can drop it. Okay, maybe we can just do this. Okay, text input, that's fine. Capture text, please input. So this is something that we would ask the user to input. So say, please enter your niche. Then we need whatever input that user provides, we need a way for this agent to remember that. So right now it has its default variable, but I'm going to give it something interesting. So see how it says user underscore input? That's a good one to have, but I'm just going to put inputs niche. So whatever the user enters, like the word electrician, is now going to be saved as a variable called this. Okay, so just put inputs underscore niche, leave everything default and hit save. And get rid of this one that wasn't going anywhere. Hit the trash can and it's gone. Now we have the correct one here, sequential node and capture text input. Let's go ahead and create another one. This time, based on this input, we want to create a post, like a Facebook post. So that would be text generation. Let's grab that, bring it over here, drop it. And text generation is the name of it. And then what is the prompt? Prompt means, what are we going to tell the AI agent, in this case, ChatGPT, because that's down here. What do we want it to do? So we say, write a Facebook post for a business with the following niche, right? So that's something you could basically give to ChatGPT, right? But then the following niche is what the user inputted here. So how do we get what the user inputted here? We have to plug in the variable, and you don't have to memorize these. They're just over here on the right. So let's say, write a post for a business with the following niche. So we say, write a Facebook post for a business with the following niche. So that's something you could basically give to ChatGPT, right? But then the following niche is what the user inputted here. So how do we get what the user inputted here? We have to plug in the variable, and you don't have to memorize these. They're just over here on the right. Let's go ahead and drag this down, give it some room, hit drop down. And then in this case, it's going to be a runtime variable. When you first click this, you're going to have 3 of these. Global variables, that's going to be across all of your agents. Then your input variable is what the user inputted. And then runtime means your agents are running and they need to be able to dynamically reference these variables. So this will be a runtime variable. And then this is the one we picked earlier, right? Input underscore niche. That's what we created. So go ahead and pick that. Automatically plugs it in, notifying you that this is a runtime variable. So that's all we need to do. So imagine user and inputs electrician. The word electrician will show up here automatically when this prompt is being submitted to ChatGPT. That's how that works. Leave the variable name as it is, default's fine. And then the length of the post you want. Do you want a long one, short one? Let's go big. Save. And now our second node is done. And then the last piece is going to be an end node, which lets the workflow know that we are done. Hit this X to go back, add node, and end node. Drop it here, and this should just be done. So we have the 4 stages, and now what we need to do is connect them all to let the agent know where do we start and where do we end. So from start, all we do is grab this dot, drag it over, connect it to the next one, right? So start would go first, then the sequential node goes next. And then sequential node is done, meaning we captured the word electrician in this case. So it was just a niche, could have picked anything. And then drag over here and drop. And so this opens. It says, hey, we need to know what are we passing between the first sequential node to the next sequential node. And so I like to put a little description here to say, generate post. It's kind of like a instruction going across. That's just a name. You can put whatever you want. And then the condition of when do we pass things over? This is where HighLevel is a little bit crazy right now. It's broken. They're working on this, and hopefully I'll get notified somehow when they're done that we need to meet a condition for the data to transfer over. And so right now, just bear with me here. It's not going to make a lot of sense, but we're going to do input niche, which is a variable we created, is not equal to, and then hit a space bar in this value button. Space bar, just space. Because we know for sure that once the user enters something, then we pass it over to the next sequential node, okay? If the user doesn't enter anything, then it would not meet this condition, and then hit save. If you don't do that correctly, it's gonna error out and let you know. So just go back and follow these instructions again. I got that one, and then that one. And then we generate post, and that gets over here. And now this is the agent that's gonna actually generate the post based on the prompt we gave it. And then the last piece is connected to the end node, which also wants a condition. We'll just call it like post generated. And then the condition here, post generated, and okay, and the variable here is that runtime generated text, the new variable that was created. The post that's created is put into this variable. So that's what we're passing. And then we say is also not equal to space, meaning it's not blank, okay? And then save, great. And now if we can publish this without any errors, we should be good. Promote to production. So we got publish, promote to production. Okay, awesome. And now I want to test this and then test your agent. This is already working better than yesterday. So the agent is now live, it's running. And the first thing it asks is, please enter your niche, right? That's exactly what we asked it to ask the user. So let's go ahead and say, we want a post about electrician. So hit send. It starts thinking because now it's going to take the data, send it to ChatGPT through a communal API. And so because we're all sharing this API, HighLevel is now going to come back and based on our usage, charge us for the amount of usage. And we don't really know what that breakdown is. I guess I'll find out at the end of the month on my invoice. But for now, it created a nice post, brighten your world with business name. Until I'd have to copy this, put it into Facebook, and then change out the name. Hello, wonderful community. Whether you're planning renovations, couple of bullets, change that name over here also. We'll even have some hashtags on the bottom. That's nice. Contact us today, phone number. So I think what I would do is go back and change that prompt to say, and use these specific, data points. And I would give it the phone number. I would give it the email address, maybe a URL for the website. And then it would create one a little bit more specific. But not bad for an agent, okay? Now this is very simple, obviously. You can easily do this in any LLM and it'll just do it for you. But it does open up the possibilities for a lot more because now this is integrated into HighLevel. So now we can call things like the contact within this particular sub-account. Or maybe we can get to a point, I was trying to figure this out yesterday, dating contact records automatically. Somebody said, what if I input an image as a contact's reference image in a custom field, grab that image, have the agent process and generate a new image, maybe it's a particular theme, and then put that new image back into the contacts field for that same contact. Do that across 1,000 contacts, and you can start to see really quickly how this can be really helpful to do data hygiene, cleanup, manage your users, generate leads, right? You can do all of that inside. And so if you generate leads, for example, let's say you scraped Google for all of the electricians that don't have a website and have a low Google review rating. And that's the lead you want to go approach to sell reputation or an AI or website or whatever. And then you can take all thousands of those and then input them into your CRM automatically, so no manual inputs anymore, and then tag them appropriately to start going through your pipeline. And then in your pipeline, you could have workflows triggering drip campaigns for emails. So you just email blast them, text blast them. And as they respond, book appointment, they automatically move over to contacted or appointed or whatever your pipeline stage is. And so a lot of this can start becoming automated. And even if you're a one-person shop, you can do the work of a multi-million-dollar agency all through one program. So kind of getting ahead of myself. I just wanted to show a proof of concept because I was excited. And so if you want more of these and you want my coaching, my ability to help you build your agency, use my affiliate link. That's all I ask in return. You get access to my Skool community. You get access to the snapshots, and then I add you to my affiliate calendar where I'm running paid Google ads. And as those leads come in, I shotgun them out to my affiliates so that way you can become profitable before your trial even expires. Talk to you soon. If you want to try your hand at doing this yourself instead of just watching, you can use my HighLevel affiliate link in the description below. If you use that, you get an extended 30-day HighLevel trial, hundreds of pre-built AI agents, access to my Skool community, 40+ business and marketing courses that I've built. You'll have all of my website template that you've seen me create. I'll even hop on a live Zoom call with you twice a week to help guide you and build your business with you. You'll have a direct line to me and also a chance to join my agency and run some of these businesses that I have, as well as take on my client. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.